Alright, people, we were discussing infrastructure yesterday. We tried to finish this today or maybe tomorrow. One thing I have, I had some pointers for infrastructure. When I say pointers, they are short revision, conclusion kind of summary notes. I've shared those on GC just in case you need them. Alright. And if I remember, we were somewhere here. I'll just share my screen just a moment. And yesterday we were discussing the state of infrastructure of health in our country, for which we were talking about Table 8.3. Certain aspects of Table 8.3 were covered in this box, where they were talking about community healthcare centers and primary healthcare centers, etc. We also spoke of the primary, secondary, and tertiary level of healthcare. We then moved to the role of the private sector, where we were talking about how the private sector has also come in to the field of health infrastructure and what role they can play as well. Let's do one thing. Acha, एक second. If I remember, I did make you read this. Did I make you read this? Mind? या आप अभी पढ़ेंगे. Once you finish this, I'll scroll down. I would want you to read that as well, and then we discuss.
Ma'am, I guess we discussed this yesterday. At least we read that, I remember.
All right. So I'll scroll then. This also we've done, I know. Did I make you read this entire portion? पर ये देखना.
Yeah,
No, ma'am, we have to do this only.
Fine. So you continue reading this. There are certain parts here that I would want to talk about.
done, ma'am.
All right. Certain things I would want to highlight. One, we're looking at increased contribution by the private sector for several purposes. One, we need their contribution. Next, they have access to better technology and they have the resources to employ more skilled people. Downside of this can be that their services are a bit costly, even if the facilities are quite nice. Since we're looking at the private sector, you can have scope of frauds as well. Fraud कह लो या फिर even if someone doesn't intend to cheat, maybe, but if you are not qualified enough and you're posing as if you're qualified, then that counts as fraud. So some people who've not finished their formal education and they're claiming to be a doctor and they're helping people, even if you are assisting people but you do not have proper degree and you're not listed, counts as a fraud. और private sector में होने के बहुत chances हैं because they can go as a part of the unorganized group. If I talk about the organized group, we're looking at more initiatives coming in, and we're talking about super specialty or multi specialty hospitals that have lately come in. So if I see Fortis coming in, we have the Max Hospital. These hospitals have come in because we need them, and we're also looking at the affordability of certain people who can avail those services. Not everyone in our country can avail those services. However, they are still successfully running and they're providing good services to some people. Cases of medical negligences have also happened. I hope we know that. Cases of frauds have also happened in these hospitals. These things will come whenever private sector comes in. How exactly is it still successful? There's a part of health infrastructure which goes as medical tourism. Medical tourism क्या होता है when people are coming to your country purely for medical treatments. तो अगर आपने कभी सुना होगा Indians go to either Singapore or United States for getting themselves treated. Similarly, we also have people from other countries visiting our country for medical treatments. Why do you think people are visiting our country? हम यहाँ पे खुद रो रहे हैं कि हमारा हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा नहीं है. Why are people coming to our country then?
Ma'am, because our country's is cheaper in terms of health. In
All right. Someone can find it cheaper. We find the private healthcare facilities expensive. किसी और को वो सस्ती लग सकती हैं. Good services at lower prices. Any other thoughts?
Ma'am, qualifications of Indian doctors.
Okay, just in case you have a particular doctor in mind, maybe. I was just reading one thing. I would want you people to see this. Now, this is basically an promotion article for a loan. They're also talking about medical tourism. 2 मिनट आप इसको साइड पे रखो, ये टैब खोलो, and then let's talk about certain things.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Please ask.
Ma'am, not a doubt exactly. Ma'am, yesterday I was talking about the private sector, how they were manipulative. And if we see the condition of government hospitals, they are also not that good. The major drawback is that the quality and the government staff. So, ma'am, how can we believe in government hospitals as well?
Shashank, what option do we have?
No option.
I don't know if I had this discussion here or in some other class, where very often I end up asking how exactly can government organizations get away with certain things that private organizations cannot really get away with. So आपका अगर मैं गवर्नमेंट स्कूल टीचर और प्राइवेट स्कूल टीचर को कंपेयर करूँ, there can be certain things that a government school teacher can do or say to the students and get away with it. If I say or do the same things, there are high chances I'll be in trouble. Similarly, if I talk about a doctor, if there has been a case of negligence in a government hospital and a case of negligence in the private hospital, there are still chances that a strict action would be taken against the doctor of the private hospital as compared to the doctor of the government hospital. सारी बात अकाउंटेबिलिटी पे आ जाती है. जब आप प्राइवेट सेक्टर में जाते हो, when you are convinced that you are paying more than what is needed, then you also demand accountability for each and every decision that is being taken. गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल में shouldn't say this, but काफ़ी चीज़ें शायद राम भरोसे होती हैं. Who exactly is keeping a track of what has to be done? कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाए, मैंने किसके पास जाना है, किससे फॉलो अप करना है. If there isn't a proper hierarchy or administration who's taking care of things, you are looking at chaos. A private sector में आपका hierarchy है, वहाँ पे भी problem हो जाती है because we think that you're purely after money and you're not concerned with the welfare of the people. Government hospital में लग जाता है आपको सिर्फ, maybe you're not really equipped enough, and I don't think you can handle such cases. You will always have your doubts. If I simply talk about
Exactly. My point was this only that yesterday we talked we discussed a table in which only the government hospitals were there. So if majority of the government hospitals are, the people go, a majority of the poor people and the other middle class people also go to these hospitals. So they are not, we cannot rely on such hospitals. The poor people are exploited a lot in those hospitals. So that
Shashank,
was my major
what's your
concern.
that conclude this? Is there a point that you're trying to make?
That the government hospitals are not good enough for the poor people as they are exploited there.
बेटा वो तो आपका किसी के लिए भी होगा, ये थॉट सडनली हॉस्पिटल्स पे ही क्यों आया है? गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स भी होते हैं, आपका जो एमसीडी मेंटेनेंस कर रहा है उसके लिए भी वो क्लेम कर रहा है, आपका जो गवर्नमेंट रन कर रही है, जो आपके पॉलिटिशियंस हैं वो भी कुछ क्लेम कर रहे हैं. आइडियली देखा जाए तो हम ट्रस्ट तो किसी को नहीं कर सकते हैं. You will always have to either you personally visit and you keep a check. If we cannot really do that, then we will have to rely on the data that they're providing. Whatever data they're providing, उसको भी हम blindly accept नहीं कर सकते हैं. So you will have to take things with a pinch of salt, no? But I understand your concern कि ऐसे कैसे हम मान ले whatever work you are saying that the government is doing all of this. ये आप डाउट हर एस्पेक्ट में रखो. अगर गवर्नमेंट कह रही है हम कोविड के अगेंस्ट काम कर रहे हैं, उधर आप डाउट रखो. अगर गवर्नमेंट कह रही है कि हम दिल्ली राइट्स को प्रोब कर रहे हैं एंड वी आर पनिशिंग द पीपल विद इन एन ऑब्जेक्टिव मैनर, आप उसको भी क्वेश्चन रखो. आइडियली व्हाटएवर इज हैपनिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, इकोनॉमिक्स और नो इकोनॉमिक्स, question each and everything and don't just take things that are given to you. So if you've raised it here, that can be raised at many places, and that's a good thing that you're doing. I will not defend them. I have nothing to defend here. I will not answer or nothing for me to defend here.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hanji.
Ma'am, what is a JCI accredited hospital?
How will I know? I was just looking at the points that they've made. We're looking at the link, no?
Yes, ma'am, that link only.
I did not get into so much. I simply looked at the factors that they've spoken of. Wait, I'll share my screen. Waiting time पता है क्या बोल रहे हैं? They're not talking about how much you have to wait for a doctor. They're talking about the wait that you have for a surgery. So if you need a donor, you will have to wait for a year or so, or maybe more, for getting proper transplant done. Here, but one good thing what they have in USA, organ donation is a strong connection there. So people do donate organs. If they've signed up कि just in case I die, please do donate my organs. इंडिया में इतना नहीं है. इंडिया में जो unfortunately है वो illegal trade of organs है. It is quite prevalent. So you do get organs just in case you need. So waiting for those heavy surgeries is not as long as 5 years or 7 years. Shivansh, does that make sense? All right, factors that they've spoken cost, quality, waiting time, language, travel. Sorry, I've not shared the screen. No, एक second रुको. Travel के लिए they're talking about how they've made it easy for people through a visa. Or also, if you see, our hospitality sector is quite good for a developing country. So when I say hospitality, you do have good hospitals, you do have good areas around these multi-specialty hospitals where people can easily stay as well. Next, when we're talking about how further अब medical tourism अपने में ही एक sector है. So certain people would want to attract as many new foreign patients as they can. So how to do that? You're looking at certain steps that these people have given. Not that I will discuss all these steps. The point is simply that you would want to strengthen your health infrastructure, not just for catering your domestic patients, but also to tap the international market that is there. अब ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हमारी कंट्री में डेवलप्ड कंट्री से ही लोग आ रहे हैं. You also have countries that cannot afford services in their own countries. तो अगर आप पढ़ोगे, they were talking about certain other countries that they've mentioned. They've mentioned Bangladesh, they've mentioned Afghanistan, they've mentioned Commonwealth of independent states and all. So ज़रूरी नहीं है डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज वाले ही आएंगे, बाकी भी आ सकते हैं. And they've mentioned Russia. Taken. All right. This box here, community and non-profit organization, is talking about how people have taken healthcare in their own hands. So आपके NGOs हैं who are training people and they're trying to reach to as many people of the rural areas as they can. क्योंकि आपका प्राइवेट सेक्टर तो वैसे ही बहुत कम गया हुआ है रूरल एरियाज में, आपका पब्लिक सेक्टर का भी रीच इतना नहीं है. A public sector, even if they are working for the welfare, we will have to understand that we have to place human resources there. अगर तो उस लोकल एरिया के डॉक्टर्स हैं तो आप उनको एम्प्लॉय कर लोगे, वरना आपको वो ट्रांसफर्स करने पड़ेंगे. मे बी सेंडिंग पीपल फ्रॉम दिल्ली to say hypothetically some village of Bihar. Not everyone is even willing for such a transfer. बहुत practical problems आती हैं to ensure that there's reach to the healthcare facilities. All right. Moving forward, they're also talking about an alternative of the medicines that we have. जो हम medicines वैसे use करते हैं, इनको Western medicines बोलते हैं. सर दर्द हुआ सैरिडॉन ले ली, एलर्जी हुई एविल ले ली, ये सारी medicines हम generally Western medicines बोलते हैं. This is not exactly the Indian system of medicine. Indian system talks about these aspects. Where we're looking at Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani. Some people spell it with a Y, some people spell it with a U. Siddha, Siddh is said by many people, naturopathy and homeopathy. These are the things that have been promoted within our traditional Indian system of medicine. I hope we are a bit familiar with this when we're looking at Ayurveda. We're talking about relying on natural herbs for treating certain disease. So though Ayurveda has not really got the recognition that it deserves as compared to Western medicines. One reason can be because it takes more time than your Western medicines do. Same आपका homeopathy का है. Homeopathy is also looking at curing certain diseases, but that also is a slow process. Takes a lot of time. So you're looking at lifestyle changes when it comes to yoga and naturopathy. Again, long-term processes, but it has been claimed that they do provide results. For training in these, for training of your Indian system of medicines, we do have certain institutes, we do have certain colleges. However, I'll just repeat, they've not got the acknowledgement and the trust as Western medicines do. So people still have debates around whether or not they are providing efficient results or whether or not they're useful, whether or not you have guaranteed output from this. So that remains a question. The ones who believe it to be true will always claim that its potential has not been explored. So if you अब वेस्टर्न मेडिसिन में क्या हुआ है, आपका इतना रिसर्च आपने उसमें किया है, you've changed. अभी भी जैसे वैक्सीन बना रहे हो, वेस्टर्न मेडिसिन होते हैं जो आप ह्यूमन ट्रायल करते हो. ह्यूमन ट्रायल का स्टेज तो चलो बहुत लेटर आता है. यू ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड द डिजीज, यू ट्राई टू कम अप विद अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ अ मेडिसिन. पहले आपकी एनिमल टेस्टिंग होती है, वो लेवल अप्रूव होता है, फिर आपका ह्यूमन ट्रायल होता है. ह्यूमन ट्रायल के इतने लेवल्स होते हैं बिफोर यू रिलीज इट टू द पब्लिक. जब आप इतना पैसा इनकी रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट पे लगा रहे हो, it is believed that if you spend enough on the research for the Indian systems of medicines as well, there are chances you will develop a better system, you will have increased output. For now, this remains a question mark and an untapped potential for us. वैसे भी India doesn't really invest as much in research and development because we have other avenues to invest in. All right. The next one, we're talking about indicators of health and health infrastructure. For this, take a moment and please observe table 8.4 and then let's discuss. Anyone who wants to share any observation out of table 8.4, please do so.
Ma'am, I had this one question that the stat for India for infant mortality rate over 1,000 live births is 34, and under 5 mortality rate of 1,000 live births is 39.4. So does this 39.4 include the above 34? Okay, your stats are different. In your stats, does
I
this
saw that, Shivam, but it will include your under 5 mortality, will include your infant mortality. As a thumb rule, ideally, your under 5 mortality should always be greater than your infant mortality. Similarly, your infant mortality should always be greater than your neonatal mortality. तो आपका जब it will be a broader aspect. इन्फेंट अंडर 5 जब आप बात कर रहे हो, आप बर्थ से लेके 5 तक की बात करोगे. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट एक्सक्लूडिंग इन्फेंट, देन यू टॉक अबाउट 1 to 5, which does not make sense, which does not give a true picture अगर मैं अंडर 5 mortality बोल रही हूँ उसको.
got it, ma'am?
Anyone else who would want to highlight something? Any observation at all? ये क्या है?
Ma'am, that doctors are carrying out the operation or the procedure for giving birth to a child.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please explain this last point of out of the pocket expenditure as a percent of current health expenditure?
Out of pocket ideally is what you're really spending out of what is allotted to you. That basically means looking at the provisions of the government, the burden falling on the people and the burden being borne by the government. Ideally, ideally your healthcare facilities are supposed to be a merit good. When I'm saying a merit good, burden generally has to be borne by either the government or your insurance companies. If my out of pocket expenditure is high, that basically means अपना healthcare का खर्चा सारा मेरे पे ही आ रहा है, and less of it is borne by my insurance companies or the healthcare facilities or the government that is there. Not a good sign if I spend too much out of my own money on healthcare facilities, which basically also discourages people from using the facilities of healthcare. तो कई बार अगर किसी को चोट लग गई है, कोई बीमार पड़ गया है, वो शायद डॉक्टर पे जाने की ना करे क्योंकि उनमें अब डर ही बैठ जाता है, इतना खर्चा आ जाएगा. अगर आपका ये आउट ऑफ पॉकेट एक्सपेंडिचर कम होता है, दैट इज यू नो दैट अ पार्ट ऑफ इट विल बी borne by the insurance company or the government, then you will go and you will prioritize your health.
Yes, ma'am, got it.
There are certain, all right, for certain countries your insurance plans are so well made, whatever visit you have it gets covered. तो वो insurance बहुत महंगा बेचते हैं, but then everything is covered. Your dental facilities are covered, your even consultation is covered. In our country, though we do have those plans, they happen to be super expensive, more expensive than your regular plans. Exactly, that goes as social security. I know for a fact United States में उन्होंने compulsory किया है सबके पास health insurance होना चाहिए. So I had friends who have, I have friends who've gone there and are studying there. When they landed, in they were almost in shock because they've spent so much, और जाते ही पता चलता है अब ये एक महंगी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस भी खरीदनी है. सो इट्स अ मैंडेट देयर. पर आप एक बार ही वो महंगी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस खरीद लेते हो, बियॉन्ड दैट आपका हेल्थ पे खर्चा बहुत कम है. इंडिया में उल्टा है, हमारा हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस ना मैंडेटेड है, ना इतना अच्छे से रेगुलेटेड है, दो वी डू हैव IRDA, बट इट इज नॉट. बहुत ऑफन आप हाथ भी झाड़ते हो, you're not looking at an umbrella plan to be made. So you have to have good insurance as well. पूरे चैप्टर में आप देखोगे हमने इंश्योरेंस की बात ही नहीं करी है व्हेन इट कम्स टू हेल्थ केयर फैसिलिटीज, जबकि इंश्योरेंस शुड बी योर स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट. आप देखो, आप अपने हॉस्पिटल्स रखो, बट एटलीस्ट यू टॉक अबाउट द कवरेज दैट इज देयर, जो इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज इंश्योर करेंगी. एट नो पॉइंट विल बी टॉक अबाउट इंश्योरेंस. ऑलराइट. One thing I would want you people to observe when they talk about the global burden of disease, ये चीज. Let me know if you understand what they're talking about. Anyone who can explain what you can understand from global burden of diseases? What kind of burden are we talking about for a disease?
Ma'am, if a person is like infected by some disease and becomes disabled, then ideally he can't really get engaged in productive activities. He becomes a liability most of the time because of a stereotypical society, and therefore it creates a burden. And if a person dies because of a disease and he was like the source of income for a family, then that family also becomes a liability for the country. So I'm guessing that GVD refers to those kind of liabilities.
Anyone who would want to add anything to this? Alright, whenever we're talking about a diseased person, you can anticipate two consequences. One, we can anticipate a premature death. So if I look at, and there was this one time where people were dying of tuberculosis, people were dying of malaria, and just an it was also a widespread disease in our country. That talks about a premature death. Just in case people recovered out of it, there has been waste of time or of someone's life in the recovery process. Either you become disabled or you do end up wasting or losing out years of your life. All of that is a part of your global burden of diseases. When we're looking at how people are dying prematurely and the number of years that they're losing out of this disease. Now, when I'm talking about losing out of a disease, number of years that you're losing out, that can have different aspects. That can talk about how much time you took to recover. That can talk about any disability that later came on, purely taken as a burden of the disease. अभी जो ये नहीं include कर रहे हैं, that is the financial aspect. अपने आप को ठीक करने के लिए इतना खर्चा लग जाता है, इतना इमोशनल ट्रॉमा हो जाता है फॉर अ फैमिली, दैट इज स्टिल नॉट बीइंग टेकन इनटू दिस, बिकॉज उतना डेटा इकट्ठा करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. GBD ideally is also very difficult to collect because you have to estimate the number of years that they've lost out. But this simply gives an idea of the burden that falls on the country just in case you have a disease. This is a broader indicator that gives not just idea in terms of deaths happening, but also the real loss in the lives of the people who have survived. I'll scroll down. I would want you people to read this. There's this data that they have. ये पढ़ो, then I'll scroll down further.
Done, ma'am.
Are we done reading this?
Done, ma'am.
All right. One thing that they've highlighted, they're trying to further understand the global burden that is falling on us. So you're trying to understand the causes of diseases. One, they're looking at non-communicable diseases. Next, they've also spoken about this. Less than 20% of the population utilizes public healthcare facilities. Gives you an idea of dependence on public infrastructure. जबकि हम देख रहे हैं गवर्नमेंट अपना खर्चा बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रही है, इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रही है, they're trying to make more hospitals and they're trying to add more beds, but you're just looking at dependence of almost 20% on these services. Next initiative that the government has, that is a primary healthcare centers, you're looking at not enough manpower here. So you're not talking about proper personnel, you're not looking at proper primary services also being provided. So you will have increased burden just because you don't have proper infrastructure. आप minimize कर सकते हो जो initial loss हो रहा है if you provide good healthcare facilities. If those facilities are not proper, then there are chances of lingering of disease and the disability that is further caused. I'll stop this here. When we meet next, that is tomorrow, I think I'll be in a position to finish off this lesson. For now, I'm posting your question of attendance. Please go and mark your attendance. We continue tomorrow.
Sure, ma'am. Good day.
You too.